Yeah, Cat Williams said that shit over 20 years ago. It's like, you too old to be talking about all niggas ain't shit. All the niggas that you fuck with ain't shit. What's wrong with your pussy that keep attracting ain't shit niggas? Bro. You know what I'm saying? But nah, we not finna dwell on that too much, man. We finna go ahead and steady gonna move past in these particular topics. For the people that don't know, the places of the time is now. Y'all tuned into the lunch table. You got your boy Sabo in the building.
Hey,
you got your boy Trey in the building as well.
What's good?
Mo
What's good?
in the unit, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Coming through, busting down, stepping on the beat.
I hate him so bad, y'all. But that brown is in though.
Yeah. Hey man, it's gonna be condensed. It ain't gonna be short, but kind of condensed. We're gonna run through these topics, man. For the people that didn't see, bro, Tank and Lamont Roach, bro, that was a great fight. That was a great fight. Did any of you watch the fight? I'm a boxing head.
No, I was at work.
I'm not a boxing head. I didn't watch the fight. I just know the controversy.
Yeah, I just know that. Yeah.
And
I seen the clips.
For the people that don't know, man, this past week, Gervonta Tank Davis took on Lamont Roach, Reaper Roach. Hey, he earned his name. He earned every bit of my respect. I'm gonna give him his nickname, the Reaper Roach. In an exciting bout, 12-round bout. It was ruled as a draw. It was ruled as a majority draw, which would give Tank Davis his first blemish on his once unblemished record. So he is now 30-0-1 because he has one draw. And a lot of people feel like the draw is justified, and a lot of people feel like he could have went to either one of them. That's where I'm going to leave it open as of now. What did you hear? What do you have to say about the controversy?
And that's true. It could have went to either one of them if it wasn't for the controversy.
Shit.
The controversy is what makes people sit here and say, from what I've heard, that Tank lost that motherfucking fight because he took a knee. You took a knee in the middle of the fight, walked out to your corner, had them run a towel over your head, wipe your face and whatnot.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't give a shit. You were in the middle of a fight.
To his point, a couple things to that. To his point, and I actually watched the fight. To his point, by a nigga that has hair, you know what I'm saying? I've been through that with respects and like, for instance, playing basketball would be excruciating. Just because the sweat that would get into my eye would burn the hell out of it, and I know it would be the chemical that was left in my hair. So that's justified, but I get it. But as far as the knee, because they let that go with people that actually watch the fight, people that letting go is, I want to say, around like 2 rounds later, like a round or two later, Lamont Roach took a knee as well, and they also let it slide because of Tank's knee. In I want to say the 8th or 9th, but Lamont Roach took a knee afterwards, and they brushed it past the rug. So I don't leave that out and saying that.
So what was the reason for his knee?
There was no reason.
Maybe he did it so they
Lamont literally just took that moment, that 2 seconds to just rest, because it was a moment where because they were wrapping up many times, but later in the fight it was one of those times where they were breaking him up after the wrap, and he would go low, and I wanted to say Tank like had his head whatever, like almost in the headlock, so it was already hunched over in that position, so he just took a quick knee. So he did it on his own as well later on in the fight after Tank, so it wasn't a bigger deal. So at this point, we letting knees go. But yeah, people bringing back up Tank's quick knee, but watching the fight, clearly you see he took the knee to get himself right in the corner.
He popped back up real quick. It wasn't like he was trying to rest or that he was drowsy. He jumped right back up, went over to the corner, got his face wiped. Yeah. But I heard somebody say that he thought that he took the knee in the 8th round, but it was in the 12th.
No.
That's what I heard. I think it might have been from the Breakfast Club, but
they said that Gervonta's knee was like the 8th or 9th round, because I really want to say it was the 9th, because by that point on, he was like, I fucked up, my bad, and then he came back like with a vengeance at that point when it was more so kind of matched, but that's what made it more exciting, because after that, he knew that he could have been down, or if he wasn't already, well, he wasn't down, but he knew that Roach was kind of edging him on. And he knew that could have cost him. So he was like, okay, I'm going to kind of amp it up. And he started actually connecting with Roach. But the thing about it that astonished everyone is Roach was eating them bitches and connecting back. He's not as strong as Gervonta. A lot of people, including me, I feel like if Roach was a little stronger, he probably could have knocked Tank out by what he was willing to encounter and then counter later. I feel like he didn't do enough countering early on So in my honest opinion, my analysis, I feel like Roach didn't do enough offense early on, and that's what cost him the could have been win. The first 4 or 5 rounds was nothing but defense on Roach. Like the first 2 rounds in particular, I want to say he only landed like a total of 6 punches in total in like 2-3 rounds. He didn't do any punching. He did nothing but the block Tank. The thing about Tank is like that's how he fights early too. He doesn't do a lot of offensive early, so early on it was kind of boring because like which one of y'all is actually gonna like let loose. So Tank had to be the aggressor going forward. So that's why people saying Tank won because he was the aggressor. He wasn't really connecting on shit because Lamont Roach's defense was really immaculate. He was dodging and blocking damn near everything, but he wasn't countering anything until later on. But the thing about Tank, you can't count on Tank to get tired because his conditioning is out of this fucking world. He can fight 30 rounds if he wants to. 12 rounds ain't shit. Tank can go. So, yeah, Lamont, he didn't do enough early. And then when it got like midway through the fight, he kind of like established himself. And then he didn't dominate, but he asserted himself the latter of the fight to where it's like, in my opinion, I said literally at the end of the 11, I said, if there's no knockout, this looks like a draw. So it's justified for me.
In that regard, if I didn't know, who was it, Reaper?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Roach.
Roach. I didn't know he took a knee. When you put it like that, hell, it sounds even to me.
Yeah.
A knee for a knee, shit.
You do.
And when you put it like that, I didn't know that, but had I not knowing that or coming into this conversation not knowing that, I was going to be like, damn, Rich, Tank, you shouldn't have did that, you know, but now, you know, it's even. In my look.
And I think the difference is, like, say, when Tank took the knee, they were, like, actively gloves up fighting. When Roach took the knee, the ref was already intervening, so it was like a pause anyway. So kind of type shit. But we're gonna breeze past that, so we ain't gonna dwell on that too much. Other things in the world of sports. LeBron LeGoat James, 40 years old. He deserves this glazing that he's about to receive. 40 fucking years old, and this man has now officially crossed into the 50,000 career point territory that nobody else is in. Which he will stand for at least 100 years.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't. The only way that I see somebody beating this, potentially beating it, should I say,
another nigga come out
a 4-point line.
And that's going to fuck up the game.
That's
going to fuck the game, but it's going to make it even that much worse.
That's the only way.
So let's just leave that alone. But then again, we can't say that because then we thought Kareem's record was going to be left alone, and then that's been demolished.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the reason why I said there's a you know.
But I don't think it's the rule. I think it's the individual because, like I say, LeBron didn't need a fucking 4-point line. The durability that LeBron would still.
LeBron had a 3-point line.
He's not known as a 3-point artist, even though he shoots threes.
Yeah, so
that's not. But he's a passer. He's a pass first player. That's the crazy part. But
his durability is
with LeBron, like I say, it ain't even like the points or the style of scoring to even flirt with getting close to that record. You have to say this particular player, or you have to be the player to say that I'm going to commit to 20 plus years and 20 plus years of sustaining a 27 point per game average for the season. I don't see that happening
playing
again.
Almost every game because you can't miss,
including postseason, and that's including postseason success. That means you gotta win some shit too.
He took the postseason record of most points in the postseason. He took that record 8 years ago.
That was years ago.
8 years ago.
This
movie took it 8 years ago, and he's still doing it right now. Hey, shout out to you, LeGoat. You deserve it.
He's definitely great in his own right. At this point, I don't dig too deep into the whole GOAT debate because it's subjective, and Mike is Mike. So nah.
LeGoat is LeGoat, and that nigga is in.
And then with that convo, it's like how do you want to what metric are you using? Are you using them at their prime, who was better at their best, or as far as their career, whose career would you rather have their longevity?
I'm looking at
it's a different conversation.
Everything on top of everything.
It's a different conversation because it's so the gray area is so huge that you can measure it by this and this and this and this and that. So that convo, for it to not be a 3-hour conversation, it would have to be specified on some particular metric. What are we judging off of? But yeah, shout out to LeBron. This ain't gonna be no debate.
LeBron, Legotimus,
LeMaximus. We just shouting out LeBron.
James is the GOAT.
Shout out to you, Raymond. You feel me?
Yeah.
But no, Trump, man.
Trump. We can't have a show without a Trump segment. All the shit he's got going on. He's constantly doing something.
Poor Ukraine.
Man.
And I hope and
poor Zelenskyy.
And I hope no bomb drops on the studio. I hope I don't get canceled by saying this, but man, poor Ukraine. Now I know when it comes to the US and it comes to our pocket, yeah, we gotta handle business. We gotta do what's best for business, you know what I'm saying? We gotta stop this frivolous spending and conserve
help the American people.
Yeah, and conserve domestically. I understand that. But motherfucker, when you see somebody getting bombs dropped and millions of people dying and shit, and we helping them already, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Cut out that other shit that don't mean nothing. Like, people dying over here. Yeah, you can say that's over there and we over here, but motherfucker, we all on this rock. We all human beings. Period. But since we've all interacted or congregated together, Vladimir Zelenskyy has met with Donald Trump in the Oval Office, with J.D. Vance and other representatives in our Congress.
For an ambush.
Yeah, I believe it's for an ambush. I believe it was, well, take it away before I say what I got to say for that.
Oh, I mean, so we're sitting here. Look, I'm going to break it down to y'all. Listen. For all my young people that are watching, because I'm going to be honest with you, I've never really given a fuck about news and all of that stuff. I'm going to be honest with you, but now I have a taste for it. That man, Zelenskyy, went in there trying to be like, hey, we're going to give you some rare earth. We got some, minerals over here. And so the whole idea was America gets those minerals that we use to build phones and other shit. And Zelenskyy was in there like, okay, cool. And America is giving military aid to Ukraine for the war that they're fighting against Russia after Russia invaded Ukraine. They can't say that in politics. They don't let people say that. But so since that happened, that's what, that's what's going on. That was the whole idea of this meeting.
For the people to give you a little more context of that, for people that don't understand, yes, there's a war going on over in Russia, between Russia and Ukraine, between history that we encourage you to do your own research on. There's a lot of context being spewed from both sides that are justifying both sides. So we're not here to take sides, but more so report the news. But
let me restate. Russia allegedly.
Let
me correct it.
No. There is. I do want to send you a video later.
Okay,
but what I was saying is giving context on the meeting itself. There's a war going on currently, and when Biden was in office, during the Biden administration, we have been offering services and weapons, weapons of support to Ukraine to aid against Russia. In this particular meeting, basically, we proposed the mineral deal to continue the exchange of our support, basically. Like, we're going to support you, you got to do something from us. Right. Also within that, not just the minerals, but you have to agree to a ceasefire, another ceasefire. That's where the rift comes in, because they're not saying take this deal.
Yeah.
No, we want y'all to take down y'all weapons and become friends. So as far as the opposite, people on the outside looking in, it seems as if America and Trump are stepping in between two kids that are fighting and be like saying, hey, you two sit down. Both of you are wrong. Both of you sit down. Let's just have peace. And logically, people are seeing that and be like, okay, why not? But that's not the case. They've already agreed to a ceasefire prior. And
who is they?
Ukraine and Russia. Zelenskyy and Putin. And then it's word that Putin went against that agreement, that truce, that ceasefire, and continued to bomb Ukraine, which calls for Ukraine to put their guard back up and are asking for more help, because you don't know what Russia's going to do. Russia wants our land, regardless. Some can say it's their land, they're entitled to it, whatever, but there's a lot of context with this. But regardless, Zelenskyy didn't agree to put down his weapons and agree to the ceasefire. he's not going to fake and be like, okay, I'm willing to become friends with Putin. He's killed millions of my people after agreeing to not kill any more of my people.
Did everybody see the clip of Zelenskyy and Trump and Vance and did everybody see that?
I watched it live.
Yeah.
In fucking clip. I watched that shit. I watched all of it.
So I got a different take from it.
What's up? Go ahead.
So again, I'm not into politics, so I'm not gonna sit here and try to explain to y'all what the fuck is going on word for word.
What did you see?
But from what I got from it was there was already some type of agreement in place between Zelenskyy and Trump and the U.S. or whatever the case may be. And what I got from it was Trump and Vance are like, what's the word? They haven't been holding up their end of the deal anyways. And when Zelenskyy spoke on that for a second, immediately J.D. Vance attack, and it just went left from there. So we never really got a clear conversation from the beginning, in my opinion.
Exactly. And that's what he was.
But that was the context I got from it.
And what you're saying is where I'm getting at. That's where he started.
Okay.
He said,
so we're all in the same boat.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He said that it was an ambush.
Okay.
I'm getting to that. We all agree it was an ambush, but I'm giving more context.
Okay.
Why this particular ambush was. Because, like you said, they were in agreement. They had a deal via Biden. There was a deal with the U.S. and Ukraine.
For sure. Okay.
Aid. But with Trump, he ain't Biden. Motherfucker, I'm a side with the big bad bullies, the winners, my damn self. For sure,
but can we also agree to disagree or just whatever and say that, like, to me personally, I think it's very scary how things like this can happen, and these are the type of people that have access to blow up so much shit to just X us out right now if they wanted to, they could. That is terrifying.
Who you talking about?
Either of them. We got nuclear weapons on both sides.
Okay, so let me go what I'm saying because I think you'll feel what I'm saying. I was giving more context, but what you're saying is where I'm going to end up.
Yeah, I'm just past where you at. Yeah.
I'm going to give more. What else was I saying? But no. So yes, as far as the meeting, the meeting itself, yes, I feel like it was an organized, strategic ambush because like you said, the whole rift was him not agreeing for the ceasefire, and they took that little piece, that escape what we would say, but they took that negative or thing that he didn't decline and criminalize him for, or try to make him the bad guy because he did that. And the whole play was, we already sided with Putin. Like, you're the little guy. We already sided with the winner. Like, but we're not just gonna flat out say, hey, we're gonna gaslight it. We're gonna gaslight you, and so it's making them think that you're the crazy person, that you're the bad guy. So they had to use something to blow up, magnify this, to flip, because they couldn't just flat out say, hey, we're gonna side with the bigger dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because they can probably kick our ass. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but if we're already on good terms with them and they do invade and take over Ukraine, we'll just get the resources later from them anyway. The resources we're looking for.
And I'm not just gonna flat out say that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
can't say that.
I'm gonna overtly say that. I'm gonna.
You're being disrespectful.
I'm gonna continuously repeat. You have two options. You don't have any cards. You have two options. You can either cease fire and surrender, or you can just keep fighting and lose. Like you can give them. You can project no hope at all.
Mr. President.
It's kind of a David and Goliath type of battle anyway. But yeah, the whole play was for us saving face and making Ukraine look like they're the bad side, so we would no longer have to aid them, rather than us saying, hey, we're no longer going to aid you, because for one, it's costing us money, and we're profiting a losing side here.
Yeah.
So
and America loves its winners too much to do that.
Poor Ukraine.
Yeah. So
also with Trump though.
Trump also wants to give the death penalty to all drug dealers.
Which ain't nothing new, man. This has been very, very prevalent when it comes to his particular campaign. He's literally been saying this during every speech, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm hip to this shit. I be watching this shit. I watch when he speak. This has been one of the things that he's been pushing in his campaigns. This is one of the things that's been getting cheers. After he says this shit, he's been getting cheers, and the justification is like drug dealers. They're responsible for killing X amount of people per year. Like, bro, as long as there's people that want drugs, they gonna get drugs, regardless of who's serving or what apparatus they use to get that particular drug. So yeah, but yeah, that's dumb. But go ahead.
I wonder what he means when he says all drug dealers. Some people have been saying online, people have been mentioning, what about Big Pharma? Does Big Pharma count as drug dealers, or do they make too much money for you to give a damn?
Right.
And the biggest drug dealers.
So
and they scamming.
But they're using the fentanyl crisis, which is an issue. But they're using these particular situations and these subjects and these talking points to fearmonger the world into justifying these particular laws and these orders
and these tariffs.
Yeah, and they're like, they're bringing in these families as example. Like, look at little Cindy, or look at Miss Martha. She had a son that died with fentanyl. To get the whole crowd to be like, oh, and to just bring them in emotionally to pass these bullshit ass laws and shit. Like, but I sit through all that shit, though.
For sure.
That shit wild.
Come on, man.
That shit wild.
You can do that about anything. You can do that about people who've died in car accidents and planes and
no more cars.
No more cars. Yeah, but hey,
if you get a license or something drastic, be like, if you get arrested or caught with a DUI, you die. Because other people that have DUIs kill people, so you die too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that may not be a valid correlation, but it's just the point is, the expression is like just being drastic as far as the situation.
Be realistic.
Yeah.
About situations.
Yeah. What's next?
We got. We can either go Neyo or Drake.
What you got? You got some music?
I have mine, but I was gonna go last. I was gonna be the
No, Dio's not.
Why?
Just do it now.
I didn't want to do it now. I wanted to close. Huh? But I'll do it now, y'all. He wants me to do it now.
I mean, we'll
you got a solid name for it?
A silent name? No.
I don't.
Just new music drops. It is what it is. You feel me? But this week.
More music, more problems.
Hey, more music, more problems.
Let's go.
I hate y'all so much. So the way up with Angela Yee, that's how you say her damn name. She just did an interview with Leon Thomas, who has announced that he's coming out with a deluxe album of Mutt. I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's a beautiful album. Leon Thomas is that guy. He's been making waves since we was kids on Nickelodeon. But I just wanted
for that album, I think.
He did win a Grammy for that album.
Why his hair never grew since he was a child? Let's say the same length since he's been a child.
I'm not going to entertain this man. However, he did share some exciting news, at least for me, about some of the features on his upcoming album. And 3 name drops that he did do so far. We have Kalani, we have Big Sean, and we have Halle Bailey. And I'm more excited, I think, about the one with Halle because I think that will be beautiful.
I'm interested in Big Sean.
Another thing, Kevin Gates is dropping a mixtape. I Am Him Part 2. That drops March 19th. I actually haven't heard the first one. I'm not going to lie. But I do fuck with Kevin Gates. I am excited he's dropping new music, so I'm going to see what that's about. Kinda Famous by Ken the Man drop. She's a rapper. She's actually a fire-ass rapper. She's up there with Meg, if you ask me, when it comes to the lyricists and the pen. She just dropped a single, Kinda Famous. That came out on the 4th, I think, and that's hot. I've been listening to that, so go drop it. Another drop is, if you guys like Summer Walker and you love Session 32, if you know that song and you love it, you know it, like, period. But she finally released her live version of Session 32 from London that's streaming on Apple. And it's special because, again, if anybody knows Summer Walker and you listen to her music, Session 32 was that song for her that put her on the map. And her particular performance in London and live, and what made it so special is that was her first time, I believe, performing that song live. And it was just a beautiful live song. Like, the crowd was singing with her. It was like her moment where she, like, felt that she received her flowers. Beautiful song, beautiful moment. And I got 2 more things. Mm-hmm. The second one, Tyla just released her Push to Start remix with Sean Paul.
Just give me the love.
Yeah. So I ain't gonna hold y'all. The remix is cool, but it's not really a remix. It's more like a feature. Because the song is still the same. He just hopped on it and added a verse. That's my only thing. If it's going to be a remix, guys, let's do an actual remix. But Sean Paul did his big one. The song isn't bad. And then the last one, if you guys are TikTokers, everybody knows Doechii finally dropped Anxiety. It has been going viral for the last couple of weeks. And she dropped that motherfucker. And it's actually a decent song. But I also don't know if you guys know she dropped the song featuring with another artist called Sleepy Hollow, who has a rap verse on the song. And it's actually pretty dope. It's pretty good with him too. But yeah, that's my music.
And just a reminder too, on that Doechii project, that is a project that she originally dropped 5 years ago.
Yep. Yeah. And came back to it.
Yeah. So people found it on YouTube, continue to blow it up some more, and
Sound like believing in some shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so,
shit.
just a reminder to all of y'all out there that, yeah, you know, whatever you drop.
You can always pick it back up.
As long as they ain't heard it, nigga, it's new.
For sure.
That's the whole point. As long as
and
they
it
ain't
just
heard
sometimes
it,
it just take the right ears to make you feel like your shit hot. It take the right person to hear and be like, nah, let me go put this shit out for the world.
People catch on to it.
Type
sure,
shit.
for
But
sure.
that's my little segment. New music coming. Oh, I lied. I have one more song.
Tweaker.
No, not Tweaker, but Jello is dropping a song with Glorilla.
Oh yeah,
And that bitch sound like a banger. But that's it.
Oh, the Can You Please song?
Huh? Yeah. That bitch sound hard. I ain't gonna hold you.
He's smart by getting features. I say that. I say that's a good way to sustain.
That was a good follow up
status.
after Wayne. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's a good way to sustain. Like if you're a one hit wonder, or to not be a one hit wonder, of course everyone looking for you to follow up. A good way to follow up at his status.
Where he at?
Definitely get solid features at this point.
For sure.
But yeah, you got some others. Not Neyo.
That's me. Not much.
We'll be back next week. Hey man, we've been rocking out. Hey, it's been a very eventful morning. Y'all will soon see. Stay tuned. The place is here. The time is now. Introduce yourself one last time for the people.
Y'all follow me on Instagram, creative_Trey_, link in the bio to get to my music. And you guys can also follow me on all of my other platforms under the same name.
Only reason why we condensing this because we literally just had like an hour and a half interview before it end. So we've been for a while.
But we try to touch on as many topics as possible to give y'all a little bit of insight on what we've been seeing going on.
Yeah. Close out with one or no?
You want me to just tell them what the other topics were that we didn't?
Sure, get them out.
Let me just. I don't want to leave y'all with no cliffhangers. I held the phone up to things that we did talk about, just to let y'all know. Neyo, and he's talking to his kids about his poly relationship. Yeah, he was talking to his kids.
How old is his kids? That's my question.
Age ranges all the way from like
elementary.
4 years old all the way up to about 14 years old.
Yeah,
Next topic. We're not doing that today.
Drake petition against iHeartRadio was dismissed. Nobody got anything. He didn't get paid. They just dismissed it because it was obviously a dumbass.
That's a big nothing burger over top there.
Sexy songs for you.
Yeah. And then Teanna Taylor and Aaron Pierre. They took some pictures together while they're at the Oscars. Really nice looking pictures. Allegedly, they're saying that Teanna Taylor is supposed to be playing the character Vixen in DC Comics, along with Aaron Pierre in the Green Lantern show. And that's why those pictures were taken. That's what some people are speculating. Obviously, everybody wants to say that they're in a relationship. I'd be okay if they weren't. I don't think they look well together.
I think they look amazing together.
You do?
Hey. I don't get too fucked. I
we know you don't.
Yeah, you know you don't care. I don't think they look great together. But I mean, if to each his own. To each his own. But that's what. Now you guys are in on the loop.
Hey man. Yeah. Nah, but keep it locked, man. We gonna stay tuned. Well, stay tuned. We got a lot more coming. The Lunch Table 850 on IG. Lunch Table 850 on YouTube. Twitter, the Lunch Table 850.
YouTube up, man.
TikTok.
Stop playing with us.
TikTok, all that shit.
All that,
yeah.
Don't just be looking at our stuff, like our stuff too. Hey, don't just watch the video, like it.
Share it.
Show
your mama.
There you go.
Let me shut up.
You hoes.
Peace.